Riot reminds some people of the riots that broke out in Isla Vista back in 1970. Anti-war protesters burned down a bank during that violence, but the two events are very, very different. News Channel 3 senior reporter John Palmentary takes us back almost 45 years ago. And John, those riots had everything to do with the Vietnam War.
And there were actually 3 riots in 1970 in Isla Vista, and they will never be forgotten. One life was lost, one bank was burned, and the headlines went across the country. The riot last weekend in Isla Vista reminds many longtime residents of the riots in 1970.
You are in violation of universal regulations.
It was the height of the Vietnam War. Student protesters rallied by day on the UC Santa Barbara campus. And on February 25th, 1970, the flashpoint was a fire at the Isla Vista Bank of America. To them, it was a symbol of the war funding from America.
Absolutely. They had a cause. This was just pure vandalism and just, I don't know. I thought it was disgraceful.
This was actually one of 3 riots that took place between February and June. When looking at last weekend's riot,
actually, I wasn't surprised.
Jean King, who works in Redding, California these days, recalls living in Isla Vista from 1966 to 1976.
That's the same thing it was when I was in school. You know, everybody wanted to come to Isla Vista when they were in high school because it was the place to go party. And for 60 to 100 miles, people came in large groups to party in Isla Vista.
But the recent riot has been viewed as meaningless to many of the old-timers.
And the cost, too. I mean, it's... and we just went down Del Playa. I mean, the disregard for the environment is absolutely unacceptable and insulting. It's such one of the best institutions in the country, so it reflects poorly on all of us.
As for solutions, they're not coming easy.
You can't keep it under wraps. I mean, with the social media and stuff that's going on, it's if they decide to just come in, what are you going to do?
And then there's the enormous costs for law officers.
Well, maybe some of the kids should be held accountable for paying for that somehow.
And after the riot in February of 1970, there were 300 arrests. A curfew was established back then, and the National Guard was called in. In Santa Barbara, John Palmentary, News Channel 3.
The very group blamed